What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the whole CEO buying me a dream statue, because I've definitely obviously been thinking about it more, because I'm like, okay, I'm almost halfway there. I'll be halfway there to his goal he set for me of 1 mil in about 2 weeks. And at my pace and how fast the company's progressing, I figure in the next 6 months I'll hit that for sure. I could hit it this year, who knows? And obviously I could, just get any of my pre-orders paid for. But I think if I was to go licensed, I mean, obviously there's some cool life-size statues that are very expensive, like the Queen Studios Alita. That's like 14,000. Same with the Bale 14K, both extremely cool. Of course, I don't have space. Now, I still hope that maybe, I mean, I hate the idea of boxing up my entire collection and moving it because it'd just have to be me. I wouldn't have anyone help me. I can maybe have my brothers help move the boxes, but in terms of like getting everything set up, it would basically be me. I can maybe have my brothers help me put the styrofoam in and out, but actually putting the statue together and whatnot, it would be me. And it'd literally take me an entire year to do that. And I'm not going to move unless my next house mortgage is the same as my mortgage now. So it has to be $2,000 or less. I'm actually like $1,800. But I wouldn't want to move into a house and have like a $7,000 mortgage. Because here in Utah, if I wanted to get, let's say, a 5,000 square foot home in a nicer area, it cost me $1 million. My house right now is valued at $650. But I definitely would do statue space wise. We're sitting around probably $1,750 to $1,900 right now, with upstairs included. Here in the basement, it's $1,500. I would want at least 2,500 to 3,000 square feet just for my man cave, like in my statues. And ideally, I'd like to keep it all in the basement. I would actually like a door entrance into the man cave, like a double door. So I can easily fit, like T-Rex bust, stuff like that. I want taller ceilings. This is 7-foot tall ceilings. I definitely want to do like 8 or 9 feet tall ceilings in my basement. And it's going to be much more open, where this has the 3 bedrooms. We would definitely make it much more open and probably kind of do 2 setups. One, just all movies, and the other, like, video games and anime. So that'd be, the bigger room would be the movies, of course, because I have much more movie statues. So if we consider the next house, then, of course, I wouldn't mind getting, like, the Mark 7 Queen life size. I mean, I like the Bale. However, of course, I have the Infinity Studios Bale bust, and I'm very happy with it. Life size doesn't necessarily fit. Alita's cool and all, but I have the bust of her. I'm very happy with it. I'd probably take the Mark 7 Iron Man if I'm doing a Queen life size. I do love the Mark 7 Queen Studios. It's like 14 grand or something like that, 10 to 14,000. So that would definitely be on the consideration moving into a new home. I wouldn't mind getting like a few more life size for that. I remember some people said, get the ECC T-Rex head. There's the thing. I don't want to go to my boss. All right, I closed a mill. Buy me a $50,000 statue. That's a little excessive. I think we need to keep the budget under 20,000. I think, okay, that's kind of reasonable. Now, here in the existing man cave, I think one of the best things I could do for like a licensed piece would be the entire Monsterverse diorama 2 by Prime 1. That's $10,000 for all 3. Just, have them buy that entire set for me, and then do Monsterverse upstairs with my Jurassic setup, like a full Monsterverse wall. I think that would be freaking amazing. So that could definitely work. Now, if I truly talk about like what is my dream statue, there are, of course, a few things that come to mind. Now, I've kind of gotten pretty much almost statue I ever want made. However, there's definitely some things I do still want. Now, Blue Box Hyper made the life-size Kratos. Now, I got the bust. I got the prototype, one of a kind. It's, my favorite piece of my collection. However, they did make an actual life-size. Let me show you. All right, so here it is. Has a Ragnarok base, Ragnarok armor. He's holding Mimir. Now, this one right here it is next to some people. I believe it's about 7 feet tall. Love the armor. I would not have him holding Mimir simply because my bust has it. I would have him probably holding a level 7 axe, Mimir attached to the side. And I probably wouldn't do arms down. I would want the arm holding the axe more upwards. Not necessarily like mine now where it's resting on his shoulder, just, you know, maybe like on his hip, like he's just holding it. Mimir on the side. Base is okay. Of course, I would love it, you know, better, but this is definitely like one of my dream statues. This is $20,000 to get this. I don't know if they would still make this, but I'm pretty confident they would if I asked them. However, I feel like, you know, I really do have a lot of Kratos. I'm already getting their new young Kratos bust, which is like almost complete. They showed me some photos, actually. I can show you guys real quickly. Give me a sec to make it easier. All right, so they're working on my base. So that is the painting of the base. So I am getting this one right here, number 1. So obviously, and then here's like one of the backs of a bus. I don't know if that's mine or anything, but this is mine. I know that. So there's that, and then the armor right here. You can see that really nice gold plating. Really like that. So, I mean, yes, I want the Kratos, but I have so much Kratos. I really don't need another life size. I would rather take advantage and get something else. Now, as you guys know, my favorite characters are Kratos, Vegeta, Scorpion. And then after that, I'd probably put like Thanos. I know there's like a life-size Thanos, but I was never a huge fan of that piece. And I am very happy with my Queen one. I would say the one area in my top 3, obviously I have the KD Vegeta. However, I wouldn't use this for a DBZ statue. There are a plethora of life-size Vegeta statues, and I do want a life-size Vegeta eventually. I think my biggest problem with all of them is they're all extremely overscaled. MRC is still my favorite one, but that thing's like almost 8 feet tall, and Vegeta's like 5'4". He's like literally as tall as my wife. He's a short dude. I want it to be more accurate. Now, understand his hair. He's probably 5'4" to the top of his scalp, but then his hair would make him at least 6 feet. But like an 8 foot tall Vegeta, like I've seen like his hand size and everything, I basically want it slightly bigger than KD's bust. I think KD's bust are a tad underscaled, like 5% underscaled, but I'd want it life size like that, and I did like KD doing it. I'd probably take the Saiyan armor over Majin just because, you know, the overall look is used more thoroughly in Dragon Ball Z and Super. I technically could commission that from probably KD. Like, hey, I'll give you $20,000. Build me a life-size Super Vegeta, you know, with a sick base. Make it, you know, 5'4" to the top of the scalp plus the hair. Make it actual size. Like the fists need to be basically as big as my fist. You know, granted he has gloves, so it'll be a tiny bit bigger, but when you look at MRC, it's like double the size. When I had their Trunks bust, his hand was double my size. And I'm like, who is this? Wife wants to make banana cinnamon rolls, so she wants me to get some milk, yeast, and cream cheese from Smith's. Or I guess for some people it's called Kroger. It's right next to my house, so it's super convenient to go there. Like literally a 10-second drive. Oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, life-size Vegeta. That, like a true good one with really good detail. Now I don't want it like silicone and real hair. That to me would not be good. I'm fine with like KD's current like technology on their bust with the skin texture and how they do it. I just want a life-size one with a really sick base with light-up aura. Granted, I mean, the other life-size Vegetas all cost like $4,000 to $6,000. But if you did a true one-off, I'm sure it probably cost $20K. Now, I probably still would not do Dragon Ball Z, just knowing there are going to be more life-size Vegetas coming in the future, and I can wait until we get an actual good one. There has been some that looked pretty decent, but the sculpts all looked a little off, and I wasn't 100% happy with them. So then we come to my third character, Scorpion. Now, right now with Scorpion, we have the PCS life-size bust, which I do love. I wish it was silicone, and I wish it was bigger. Then we have, of course, my 1/3 and quarter scale. Now, for me, to truly exalt Scorpion to that Grail level status of a dream statue, my good buddy made this for me, and I think this is what I would do. Now, there's kind of a few iterations, so I'll show you each of them. So this right here. So first off, love the base design. Matching with the MK logos. I really like that. And then we're basically just taking the top half of the PCS statues. So this is Scorpion and Sub-Zero's best look by far. Like, this is when I really grew to love Scorpion, from Scorpion's Revenge, the animated movie, as well as in MKX. Both of these characters were my main in MKX. And so I really grew to love both characters. Now, I do like this pose for Scorpion. However, his arm is clearly covering his face, and I wouldn't want that. It's just kind of like, man, really? So, of course, any skin parts are going to be silicone. Hand-punched eyebrows and eyelashes. Light-up glass eyes. I mean, you could do fabric costume. And then, like, you know, stuff like this would be resin. Do, like, real leather. That would just be fabric. Both the masks need to be like a resin. The base resin. You could do light-up on both the bases, as well as light-up eyes and light-up blast. However, you know, like I was telling, like, hey, the arm is covering the face. So we kind of came up with this option. And then he further enhanced it by adding that, like, light-up feature. He adjusted the base a little bit, added the chain, whereas, like, the other hand is holding the chain. So I think I would probably go with this just because, you know, it's not going to be blocking his face, and you don't want to block that. So I really like this idea. Now, I'd probably do like a real cloth right here, not the sculpted look like the PCS statues. So you could do sculpted on everything. I want the masks to not be sculpted. Those need to be like a hard look. Then this, of course, you could do real like leather buckles, and everything else could be fabric in essence. And real metal chain, translucent light up resin ball. And then all silicone. This pair would definitely cost about $20,000, and I'd have Blue Box Hyper make it for me. You know, I'd want it similar size to my Kratos bust. And, you know, so basically we're doing an Infinity Studios style custom silicone Scorpion and Sub-Zero life-size bust. This, to me, would be my dream. Just because of how much I love Mortal Kombat, love these two characters. This would be absolutely mind-bogglingly cool. So I think, you know, once I get to that point where I'm close to that 1 mil, I am going to ask my CEO, like, hey, what's my actual budget? If he says, truly, there is no budget, but, like, don't go over 100K or something, I'll be like, all right, we're getting this. If he tells me, like, under 10K, then I'll probably just do, like, the PCS Monsterverse diorama. But if there truly is, like, no budget, now, granted, this guy is worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So, you know, what is 20, 30 grand to him? Nothing. Plus, our company is extremely well funded, and if I just brought in $1 million, then yeah. And obviously, I'll be bringing in millions and millions more over the course of the years. But yeah, this would be it, though, folks. This would be my dream right here. So I will definitely clarify budget-wise, because if there's no budget, I'm going to do that. It'd probably take Blue Box over a year to make these, I'm assuming, and of course they'd be a one-of-a-kind just for me. I would sell the two PCSs, probably have to move the MK setup or adjust it to fit both of these, simply because they obviously are going to take a lot more space. But these would definitely be the characters I would want. And in my if I did have to choose like a life size, I'd probably do that Scorpion in a life size format. You know, but I feel like I'd rather have 2 busts versus 1 life size Scorpion. Eventually, I will get a life-size Vegeta. I still want to get a life-size Vegeta, Majin Vegeta bust. I'm waiting for KD to do it. I don't like mingling different busts, like with different companies, because the scaling's all weird, and I want it to match. So I'm waiting for KD to do that. I still don't think he's doing his Frieza bust. We haven't seen a prototype. When I asked him about it, he told me it was canceled, but then he said it was a joke, and I'm like, well, where's the prototype? It's been like a year. And now he just doesn't respond to me. So, yeah, KD, not a big fan of that guy at all. He constantly ignores me anytime I ask him questions. So I don't think he'll come out with a Frieza bus. And I think in general, he probably won't do any more busts. He's going to stick to, like, the dioramas now. I know he teased a Goku outfit, which I'm pretty sure is going to be Goku versus Buu diorama, which does get me really, really, really freaking tempted to just go buy Goku versus Frieza, Gohan versus Cell right now, knowing I want all 3 in a diorama and quarter scale. I'm going to wait till I get Goku versus Vegeta and then decide that, because if I get it, I'm like, gosh dang it, I love this so much. I'm just going to immediately buy Goku versus Frieza before it gets hard to find, and then pre-order Gohan versus Cell. Even if I don't have space, I still like feel like I want to get them. Even if I had to keep them boxed up or box up other statues in the meantime, I would want them. Anyways, folks, that is it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.